Okay, so I'm out here in Palm Springs, California for the Casual Concours put on by Great Autos, and as promised, I'm out here with my 1956 Eldorado Convertible. Yes, that is actually my car. It used to belong to my father, and I inherited it from him, and it's been in the family since the 1990s. We're going to show you that, and we're going to show you all these other cars out here at this amazing show. So let's go check it out. So yep, that's actually my dad's old car, 1956 Eldorado Convertible. Don't ask me why it hasn't hit the channel yet. It's been actually out here in Palm Springs at my friend Chuck's place, as I've got nowhere really good to store it in the Los Angeles area. And it's also very difficult to drive a car like this in LA these days, unfortunately, with all the crazy drivers. So I keep it out here, and whenever I visit Chuck, I fire it up, we take it out. In this case, we brought it here to this pretty awesome show, and that's what's here. And this one's actually got, I'll pop the hood on it since it is my car. Alright, so I'm going to show you the engine compartment here. The nice Batwing air cleaner, 2 4-barrel carburetors. They cram the battery way down in there. If you've never worked on one of these, and they are a bear to get in and out, as I have done numerous times on this car over the years. But this one is a California car. It's got about 70,000 original miles, but it's had like an amateur restoration done several years ago. But that is the 1956 Eldorado. So we're going to check out, they got this 58 Buick convertible Century. I always like the grill on these guys with the squares similar to the 59. There's actually a 59 Buick station wagon here as well, which we'll check out here in a few. It's a very gorgeous car. You can see I'm actually in the convertible class, so with other 1950s convertibles, such as this 58 Corvette. Someone said it was parked for 31 years.
The license plate says 56. Oh, the sign says 58.
This one, the 58, would have the chrome strips on the deck lid there, but they seem to be missing on this car. I'm not sure which engine this one has. And this guy rolled in after me in this 57 Eldorado Barrett's convertible. And I had a good talk with this guy. The guy who has this car here is a expert in 50s Cadillacs, so we had a little discussion about my car and what I should do with it and everything else. I really don't ever want to sell mine because I'll never own another one like it if I ever part with it, and it actually was my father's car, so that's something I'm really interested in getting rid of. This is a little King Midget Roadster. And these were sold as a kit, or you could buy them factory built, and I talked to the owner earlier. This one was actually factory built. And I believe they sold these through like Popular Mechanics and other magazines similar to that. This one's a 1956 model. And we got a 1955 Buick convertible special. This one's an absolutely stunning car. All right, continuing with the open 1950s class with this 56 Chevy Bel Air. At this Kaiser Darren, 1954. These are just absolutely beautiful cars as well. Tomorrow I'm going to be trying to hit Pomona. I got up very early this morning to drive out to Palm Springs to pick up the Eldorado and bring it out here. I'm hoping I can get, I'm actually dragging my trailer back to LA to pick up the 59 Ford I just bought. Hopefully in the next week I'll be able to pick that up, get that either back to the house or my old shop. So we check out this 59 Cadillac in triple white. And so it's kind of like a multi-purpose trip for me, but hopefully I can get to bed early tonight and I can get up early and head out to Pomona, bring you some more swap meet action, as people seem to like the swap meet videos. And here we have a 1962 Imperial Crown convertible. For all you luxury Mopar fans. And we'll be hopefully doing Lemons Rally with my friend, maybe a couple friends, in a 1967 Imperial coming up in a few weeks. So that's still in the works. And I'm still trying to hit SEMA in early November. I do have the badge. We got a Continental convertible with the suicide doors. So this seems to be more like an earlier one. This is a 63, yeah. So we got a lot of great material coming up for you on the channel. 62 CAD convertible. They like their Cadillac convertibles out here in Palm Springs for sure. A lot of mid-century. If you've never been out to Palm Springs, there's a lot of mid-century architecture. A lot of it is very well preserved. Unfortunately, it gets celebrated, unlike a lot of places where, unfortunately, they're still tearing down a lot of that stuff. Out here, they're keeping it around. It's a beautiful old Starfire. With the console. How you doing? And I was trying to get to shoot everything before the music started, but I wound up talking to a lot of people, and there's music down the other end. So when I get down there, if the clips start getting a lot shorter, that is why, because I've learned now that it does fool YouTube, where they won't flag you if you keep the clips kind of short, so it doesn't see it as like a complete or a mostly complete song. So I found out that's the trick.
Hello.
How you doing? That's a nice 60s CADs. Even though it is mid-October, it is already kind of hot here. I believe it's about 9:30 right now, 9:30, 10 o'clock. It's already hot because it's going to get hot out here. Of course, in the summer, it's triple digits fairly regularly here in Palm Springs. But this is actually their touristy seasons, since it's not super incredibly hot, but it is still quite warm. Another 62 convertible.
Hello there.
I know some people like to display their cars with the top up. And I believe in most like regular concours events, they do like the top up. I always like the way it looks with the top down, because it just makes the car look, so just like that other one there, it looks a lot longer and lower. But a 62 Eldorado convertible, not a very common sight. And we have a 1967 Grand Prix convertible. In fact, my father had one of these that I drove down from Oregon for him once. This was the only year they made a Grand Prix in a convertible. This one's got the buckets console and tachometer there. My father's actually was a bench seat with the automatic on the column, so it was a fairly basic Grand Prix. But so that was a 1 year only. It has the 8-lug wheels on it. Got a nice Buick Electra 225. It's like a 69 or so. That's a 69. It's a very blue. And a Plymouth Barracuda convertible. Another Continental. These cars are very, very expensive to restore. This one's like a 65 model. I got a 66 here. Another Cadillac. Imperial. Got the cover on there, complete with the Imperial badging on it. This one's a 66 model. Definitely an executive's ride. Got a little 65 Corvair Monza. Nice Bonneville. This is like a 65 or 66. 65. I had a 66 Catalina very briefly. I got it and it wasn't running, and turned out the motor was locked, so I turned around and just sold it for a profit, because this is when I had a lot going on with scooter shop and everything. But you can imagine these are getting more and more difficult to find as the years goes on. And a Galaxy. So I'll be getting that 59 Galaxy hopefully next week or two. I got to talk to the guy. He has to clear some stuff out before I can get it out of his lot out there out in the desert. And I'm still trying to locate a steering wheel for it. If not, I'll figure out a way to get it out of there. There's nothing wrong with an inexpensive project car as long as you can find the room for it. And the room is definitely a priority here in Southern California, unfortunately. There's a lot of these YouTube channels, and they're out in the middle of nowhere, and as my offer up goes off in the background. I've actually got a couple things on offer up right now, but as I was saying, room is definitely a priority here in Southern California. And there's a lot of YouTube channels where they have a lot of project cars, but they're like in the Midwest or wherever, where there's they have a lot of land. I just don't have that luxury, so I do what I can. So check out a Corsa Corvair. As I was saying, I've got a couple things. I've got my Cougar on there right now, and I had a deal with a guy for it, and then he just sort of disappeared. And it's been a lot of tire kickers, a lot of people that didn't even bother to read that the thing ran, and just were like, "That's a lot of money for one that doesn't run." Well, that's funny because it runs and drives. In fact, I went and picked up pizza in it the other day. So, unfortunately, you still have a lot of idiots that read card ads online or actually they don't read them because they just look at the picture and then contact you without actually reading it and processing the information. There's a 68 Firebird 400. So hopefully I'll be clearing that out so I can make room for the Galaxy. This video is going to be full of Eldorados.
I forget I have cars like I did different cars on the other side of town. I'm so busy either over that one or about maybe
Alright, so I checked my offer up. It was just one of those notifications they send you asking you to put more stuff online for sale, which I don't understand. It's like if I have stuff to sell, I'm going to put it online for sale. I don't need a notification to remind me. So you check out this Mercury Comet GT 72. This one's got a console. I had a couple Mavericks that were on the channel, like back to back. I fixed them both and sold them both. They're fun little cars, and they're always gaining in popularity. And of course, a Windsor V8 will fit in there. Check out this 72 Cadillac. It's like a John Gotti edition, Fleetwood. This one is very mob looking. And this is a 69 Monaco, 4-door hardtop. Now, I can't imagine there's very many of these left in existence. Look at the top. It's almost like a snake skin top. This one appears to be a very, very original car. It's just one you just never see. These were all either used for demo derby or their big block motors removed for other cars. So, very rare, very interesting car. Got a Coupe de Ville. Someone's flying a drone over. I didn't bother to check to see if it was okay to fly a drone over here because I know it's near the airport, so I just said, okay, I can't do it. A nice black coupe. This one's got the old school bug deflector. Those who remember when that was a thing. So it appears to be an original Cadillac accessory. It says Cadillac right on it. So that was once a thing. This Mach 1. There's the setup. My RFR's going off again. It might be something legitimate this time. But here's a 73 Continental Mark IV. I had a 73 Continental Mark IV when I was in the Navy. I paid $500 for and drove it from Chicago to Virginia. And then the rust hole started appearing. And then it didn't stop appearing. 74. This is after they changed the back end. And they had to go to the safety standard bumpers. Actually, the 73 already had the front safety bumper. In 74, they put them on the back too. Or the Ralph Nader bumpers, a lot of people like to refer to them as. This Cadillac. Okay, so we got this beautiful Continental Mark III with the tronic eye. We're dimming the headlights there. This one's a 71 model. My father had a triple white 69. When I was a kid, I just thought that was the coolest car ever. But I did check my offer up and somebody sent me a message. I've got an antique buffet cabinet on there and got on there for a very reasonable price. You think it'd be easy to sell, but I think everyone has emailed me about dimensions and it was too big for everyone's apartment. Thus it still sits at my house. Beautiful Mustang convertible. Now we're in the 95 and newer class. We're actually going to get to some of the older cars on the other side as we're doing a loop here. So we're not done with the older cars, but we're going to do the newer cars since it's kind of next in the line as we check out this Lincoln Mark Ii. These are great if you could find one in condition such as this one, because they're definitely becoming collectible. They were just a very advanced car when they came out. And we have a Cadillac Elante, complete with a car phone. And it has the antenna on the windshield. Not sure if it still works. I think somebody had one of those and they were on the Radwood group and said they could get it to pick up a signal, but they couldn't actually hook up service as it was too antiquated. But these are becoming increasingly collectible as well if you can find one in good condition. The ones that are in lesser condition can be still picked up at a reasonable price though. And a Chrysler Crossfire convertible. Complete with the spoiler that pops up at speed. A little Mercury Cougar. Look at the condition of this Sable wagon. This is an early Sable wagon. So it's a 90 model, so they were not in the 95 and newer anymore. This car looks like a time capsule. So most of these, if they're even left, they don't look anywhere near this nice for sure. Speaking of Mercury's, my Marquis is due to get back from the body shop or Monday, a couple days after I got rear-ended a couple months ago, and insurance finally came through on that one. This one's actually a Fleetwood coupe, front-wheel drive. Now these are pretty rare, actually. I don't know what the mileage is on this one, but looks like it's hardly been used. I had the Sedan DeVille, which is much more common. It's a 91, same year as my Sedan DeVille. So it says 25,749 miles, one of 894 produced. I was gonna say, you just don't see the Fleetwood coupe at all.
And they're in this car, right? The Eldorado?
It has the little fender skirts there.
Well, I didn't know that. Brian was sitting over here.
And of course, this one's in exceptional condition. And a town car. Actually, I saw a guy, it's a 92. There's a guy running around. I was ran over to my mother's house to fix the Mustang, and I saw a guy driving one of these with a sunroof, and he was using it as a handyman vehicle, and he had his ladder and some wood hanging out of the sunroof, if you can believe that. We got a C4 Corvette. This is towards the end of the C4s. I guess it's probably 95, 96, somewhere in there. So 96. This is, I believe that's the last year of the C4. This is a 914-6, so this one has the 6-cylinder engine, as these are the more collectible over the 4-cylinder models. And of course in Europe they were actually sold as a Volkswagen, but in the United States they were sold as a Porsche. This 50s MG. This is the European sports class. And a little Volkswagen convertible. And a Gia. This is a 914. This one. And a Mercedes SL. This was like my mother's dream car when I was a kid. This one's a 73 model. It's, for years my mother said she really wanted one of these, never got one, unfortunately. She did get an E320 later on. It's like a 77 Honda CVCC, little hatchback. When's the last time you saw one of these in this condition? With the Honda-matic transmission. Got a little K cars, a Toyota Sierra from Japan.
This is Mike's.
A lot more of these have been coming over in the past few years.
Purchased by a nun. Sister Mariam.
Yeah, Jaguar. I believe this is Chris Green's car. Yeah, this is Chris Green's car. It's 89 Prelude. Old 90s Mercedes. Jaguar Coupe.
Expanded show field this year.
Just ran into Bob again. We ran into him last week. I think it was the last video we did. So we run into Bob everywhere. This is the Risky Business Porsche. Not sure if it's the actual car it just saw. I'm not sure if this is. I don't think this is the actual car, but I believe the actual car. I believe we just sold at auction for some ridiculous amount of money. This Beetle. See, this one's actually on a golf course. They've got a little stream off in the distance. It's more of the foreign cars.
Yeah, and if you looked at the V12 sign, it's just.
This one's a 1962 Jaguar Mark II. As my text goes off. Oh, okay. Another XJ6 Coupe. Kind of like the one I used to shoot on my phone because I used to put it in airplane mode. I wouldn't get any of those notifications while I was filming. But had to upgrade to the fancy GoPro, and now my phone is free to go off while I do this. And you got this pop-top Westfalia complete with the camping setup on the outside.
Oh, they do? Oh, chicken breast sandwich. Really?
You're more than welcome to come in.
Oh, we're good.
Take your time. Take your time. I'll go survey the. Okey-dokey.
Little Volvo coupe.
She knows Actually, that's better.
It's a neat little Simca French car. And at one point they were, I believe, owned by Ford, and later on they were owned by Chrysler. Okay, and this one's definitely a rare car. This is a Lincoln Mark VI sedan. So it's about 82. It's 1982 model. And most of the Mark VIs, which there weren't even a lot of Mark VIs, were Two doors, not four doors. The four door was generally a town car thing. And of course they also made the town coupe, which I believe was even classified as a Mark VI town coupe. It got really confusing in the early 80s with Lincoln. But this one is a Mark VI sedan. This one is a Sabre Buick.
Yeah, I mean, they could have.
And a 1983 Cadillac Eldorado. This is the Sam Rothstein edition. So being an 83, this would be a 4100 car. Yep, the HT 4100. And people who have been on the channel for a while will remember I had a Sedan DeVille this color with the 4100. Not Cadillac's finest hour, but they still made some beautiful cars. Alright, so I had to switch to my phone. Apparently the newer GoPro does not like hot weather, so it overheated. So we're going to shoot some stuff on my phone until that overheats, and then we'll switch back to the GoPro. Because YouTube filming is fun. So there's a 93 Cadillac Sedan DeVille, very similar to my 91 I used to have. There's some older videos on my channel where I basically took a train down to San Diego area to Del Mar and drove my 91 back that I bought. And I actually daily rode that car for about a year and sold it to my friend Nick, and he has it, and he actually has another one this color, but this is not the one he has. So these are great cars. These are obviously great road cars and very comfortable, and becoming ever more collectible as the years go on. We have a Fiero GT.
And Danielle would have to put her hair all to the side with a big thing over here. She would actually probably, she could rock that, yeah. She could rock
And they got a, this is the Laser, the Chrysler Laser. One of the Diamond Star motor cars. Similar to the, the Daytona, the Dodge Daytona, and then the Plymouth Turismo and all those back in the 80s. So if any of you guys know of any cameras that work great in hot weather, let me know, because I definitely need one. So this is another one you never see anymore. This is a Chrysler Town & Country LeBaron Wagon, 1980. In very well kept original condition. The seats don't even look like they've ever been sat in. It says 7,200 original miles. And these were everywhere back in the 80s, and now they're basically all gone. 87 Corvette Roadster. My mother dated a guy in the 80s that had a coupe this color, but an 84, the one with the crossfire injection. He had to get one because it just came out, but he probably should have waited a year. And, here's a Cadillac Eldorado convertible. Sure, this is a 76. 76 was the last year for these. This one actually is a 76. Apparently the show was Bring Your Eldorado show. Got a little Pinto. This is a 79. Look at this interior. So another you never see is a 75 Dodge Dart Hang 10 edition. Complete with all the stripes. can imagine they didn't make very many of these, and can't imagine a whole lot of these survived. And if they did, they probably got painted over. How about a G-body Cutlass, complete with a moonroof? I don't think you see too many stock Cutlasses like this anymore. It's a 79 model. A Olds Tornado. Front wheel drive. This one's a 78 model, also with a moonroof. See, the Malaise Day show was supposed to be last weekend here in Palm Springs, and unfortunately got canceled. Should return next year. A LeSabre coupe. This is a 78. Grandparents had the station wagon like that. And here's a Grand Marquis, but a 1970s edition. A Lincoln Mark. Mark IV. This one's probably 75, 76, 76 model. This one's original paint, looks like just faded. Towards like 75, 76 when they put the interesting ding strip on there with the design on it. And there's 76 Eldorado. These, there's actually a lot of them around with like no miles or hardly any miles. A lot of people put these away when they were new as collectibles.
Hi. Okay, just follow the signs for the car shows. Are you in the parking lot?
It's got this velour interior on this Fleetwood. Come around to another Continental. This one's a hardtop variety.
I'm retired out of traffic. Oh, very good. 15 years of traffic.
And a Olds 98 of 66. Okay, this, just like the Hang 10, is something you hear about, but you never actually see. This is a 69 Barracuda mod top optioned car. This was a Mopar thing where you could get these interesting patterns, flower patterns and such, which carried over to the interior. As you can imagine, they're very rare, and any of them that probably survived today have been removed by now. That's kind of a treat to see one, because like I said, you just don't see those. If you did, you probably wouldn't know it was one, because I'm sure it would have been removed by now. Because as time went on, that whole flower pattern thing became more passe, and now it's a neat historic artifact, and not something you see. So we check out this Newport. Their full-size Chrysler. This one's a 300. And a Tornado Oldsmobile, front wheel drive. Impala with a big block 396. What, a 68? Yeah, it's a 68.
Great.
It's a white Mark Jaguar that I pointed out. I said, oh, that's a really cool car. That's it.
Another interesting car. This is a 1966 Caprice Wagon, complete with the wood grain. Here's a 69 Mercury Coupe. This one's the Monterey. One of those cars you just don't ever see. See, it still has an original dealer sticker right there.
That's why I was looking for a 9. Got it.
Here's a 67 Imperial, very similar to the one we're hopefully going to be doing Lemons Rally with in a few weeks. Of course, this one's probably in a lot better condition. But very opulent car. Friend Jimmy's getting the one we're using ready with 440 power, so it's going to be fun when we have to gas that one up. Okay, I switched back to the GoPro. Saw that footage, I think, from that 93 DeVille was all shot on my phone again because the GoPro overheated. So now we're going to try shooting on the GoPro now that it's calmed down a little bit. Check out this beautiful Starfire. It's like a 63. Got a nice Riviera here. It's a 63 Rev, 64 Rev. So I mentioned before, as we get down to the other end, that's where the DJ setup is, and the clips will get shorter to avoid The copyright police. I like to do these nice long walk around clips, but sometimes we have to go with the shorter clips as well. It's a nice 60 flat top Sedan DeVille. A Studebaker Avanti. If you like Studebakers, check out my Studebaker show video from a few weeks ago. It's on the channel. It's down in Anaheim. There's a whole line of Avantis and Avanti 2s. Yeah, another Corvair.
Nice having a turbo. Yeah.
This one's the turbo Corvair. This is a real pretty one. It's a 64 Galaxy Country Squire wagon. With a 390. I had a 64 Country Sedan without the wood, and had a 289 with a 3 on the tree with an overdrive. Sort of an interesting car.
Stay. That's what I used to say when we had our first house out here.
It's got a New York World's Fair sticker.
Yeah. I'm like, I want to sell it. I don't want anyone to come stay anymore.
Another Avanti.
Or whatever. And every now and then he's like, I don't want to invite anybody. I just want to go and chill. The problem is, when we go by ourselves, I work on the house. Did you get the makeup when we have guests, I don't work on the house.
Oh, there's a makeup case on the dashboard, and cocktail stuff, makeup case. It's all ready to go. Look at the gloves.
Let me open the cup.
And the pack of Lucky Strikes.
I'm doing roof bits.
The Coke bottle by Raymond Rowie, right?
Oh, we got it. Yeah, we got a Coke bottle right there. That's encased in plastic.
Sarah
And
Halliburton luggage.
the vintage luggage. This one is ready to go. All right, thanks.
Thank you.
I gotta get too close to this Continental, as it's a lot of people are checking it out, and it continues to get hotter and hotter today. When I got to Palm Springs this morning, I was wearing a sweatshirt. Now I'm in a t-shirt and I'm sweating, so. And a V12 flathead. All right, so I had to stop, get some water, and grab my wristband out of my packet because I got to leave in a few to go get some food. This is a 55 Oldsmobile. And my mother called to let me know there's a car show going on in Pasadena, and it's like, yeah, I know that. I'm in Palm Springs, unfortunately, so won't be at that one. And she got another Studebaker. The show is beginning to fill up quite a bit. It's a 56 Dodge station wagon.
Oh yeah. I think I've seen something up. Oh, I know. This year, actually.
Over to the 59 Cadillac flat top. We saw a 60 earlier. '59 Bonneville.
Got air conditioning too. Look at that.
It's with the 4-barrel.
That's an odd.
Father had one, a convertible with a tri-power. How about a 1959 Buick station wagon? Try to get this as best we can.
We actually enjoy
Very loaded car, including the roof rack. And there's not a lot of these 59 Buick wagons left.
Oh, there's the coupe, Bill.
Got a 56 coupe. Oh, sorry. Some with factory air. Says the factory air is denoted by the scoops here and the vents in the back deck there. It would actually push the air forward.
everything. I'm so sorry.
Everything was back then. Everything was just, yep.
Jets just came out.
Yeah.
Tonight,
Victoria.
Ford Victoria.
56. Just great.
This one is a 56 with the 312. The Thunderbird 312 with the 4-barrel. I'll be picking up that 59, I'm hoping next week or maybe the following week, and we'll get that on the channel once I start messing around with it. Yeah, 58 Buick for a hardtop. Sorry. There's a nice Olds. This one's a 50 model. There's a 57 Ford Ranch Wagon. Del Rio. Del Rio means it has the extra trim. It's the more opulent of the ranch wagons. I got a 58 Edsel Bermuda. The Bermuda was basically their version of the Country Squire, where it had the wood.
So these two are both Ford products, 1 year apart.
As they call these, the hooded mirror or the horse collar mirror. You ever see one in a junkyard, pick it up because they're worth a few bucks. As are the hood ornaments if they're still complete and unbroken condition. There's a 56 Continental Mark II. Back when Continental was its own division of Ford, which later merged with Lincoln and Mercury and Edsel, so it became like the MEL division, Mercury, Edsel, Lincoln division. But for a while these were actually a Continental. Okay, so now close enough to the DJ booth and the music that I think the clips are going to get a lot shorter now as we enter the sport utility truck category. We check out this Bronco, as we wouldn't want to anger the YouTube people. And if you do like copyright music and non-copyrighted music, check out my other channel, which is Mike Finds Things. And I do a lot of records and things on there, and I'll even post records if I find them, if they don't trigger any copyright problems. I find some really interesting stuff from like the 50s and 60s. So this milk truck. And a Ford bump side pickup. This one's a 71. Very similar F-250 to the one I had a few years ago. So it's got the 2 tanks and everything else. And the sliding rear glass. Alright, so I didn't get to the Woody show last week, but we'll bring you a Woody nonetheless. So this Packard right here. As I mentioned in the last video, I meant to go to the Woody show, but then I wound up having to go look at that 59 Ford instead. It's called Priorities. How about a Kaiser for all you orphan car fans? This is a 1949. Kaiser Vagabond. Look at how the back flips down. So you can put all kinds of stuff in there, all your picnic equipment. They actually have a whole Thunderbird class here. 1965 Thunderbird, another 1965 Thunderbird. These are ever popular cars. I had a 64 like this that was given to me a few years ago by a neighbor. Just had to go to San Diego and pick it up and wound up selling it. Coupe. There's a 66 with the Roadster tonneau cover. My father had a 65 in red with white interior, but these come off with little clips, and there's actually a back seat under there, and it's got the swing away steering wheel. And of course, with the tonneau cover, it makes the car look extremely long. It's a 1950 model.
Welcome. Enjoy the show. Just gorgeous. Good talking to you. You too.
As we check out, look, it's got the whole roadside picnic setup, complete with the table. This one's a 65 Silver Cloud. My father knew everything about these. In fact, I believe he even went to the factory school at one point. Now we're going to check out the Rambler class. So we got this Rambler American 1960 model. So I was invited to bring my Pacer out, but I said I just opted to bring the Cadillac. Since it was already out here, it hadn't been to a show in quite some time, many years. So it's this 61 Ambassador. It's a very rare car. This car is all original, and he's actually come out for some of the SoCal Rambler meets.
I want my next car to have a champagne.
And like I said, a very nice, well-preserved, low-mileage original car. All right, continuing with the AMCs, we got this 65 Rambler Ambassador. This one's a convertible.
Oh, I love how you did that.
It's been in storage. The original owner passed away, and his son just put it in storage.
And of course a Pacer, just somewhere in mind, this was a 75, and this guy just found this one. It's got like extremely low mileage on it. I thought mine had low mileage. This one has 2,800 actual miles on it since new. It sat in a garage since 78. And I thought mine was, mine has 53,000 original miles, my 77, but this one is definitely a time capsule. And in absolutely unbelievable condition. And we got this little Rambler American. This is a 62. I had a 63 770 wagon, this gold color, many years ago, and another one of many that I regret selling, but that's just how it goes. This is a real neat car. This is actually at the LA County Estate Auction, which I've bought cars from there as well. This only has 28,700 miles. This is a 1972 Gremlin. It's very base. I think it's base engine, 3-speed, but with air. And I tried to buy this from the auction. And I had a number I was willing to go, and it actually went for over 3 times what I was willing to go. So I was definitely out of the picture on this one. But this is all original paint, everything. Original plates, original dealer frames, original gas cap with the Gremlin on it. But yeah, what a neat original car. Very well preserved. And there was actually like a 73 Dart that was in there as well from the same people. And I wasn't able to get that one either. That one actually went for about what I was willing to pay for the Gremlin. So check out this Rambler. I had a 60 like this. This is a 61. I had a red 60 that was used on the TV show Push Nevada. And I got it repainted and sold it to a couple live by my scooter shop. And I think it lives up in Oregon now. But such a neat Rambler. That's the AMC class. How about the Disco Pinto, complete with all the mirror squares inside and out. Don't get behind this guy in traffic on a sunny day. You might get blinded. Because this thing is all flash. And they are going to raffle off this Chrysler Imperial today for charity. I'll probably try to buy some tickets later. I'm not sure when they're doing the raffle or if you have to be present to win. I know they have an awards banquet tonight. I won't be able to go to that since I'm got to head back home. But somebody will be taking home this Chrysler Imperial. All right, these clips are gonna have to get real short because BJ's right there. We got this 55 Packard Panama, to a hardtop. Oh, this Buick Riviera Grand Sport. This one's got the 425 with the 2 4-barrel carburetors. The 65. This one came over with me this morning from Chuck's place. So the guy that owns this keeps it over at Chuck's. He stores it there, and Chuck maintains it. But such a beautiful example. I believe this is Survivor class. Okay, this one's very hard to shoot. This is a 58 Chrysler Eldorado Brougham. This is another one that lives over at Chuck's place, and he stores it along with my Cadillac. This is the guy that owns this keeps it over there. And I asked Chuck to bring it to the show today for him. And of course, those have a stainless steel roof. We got the 61 DeSoto 4-wheel hardtop, very rare car. Final year for DeSoto. All right, continuing over here, we got this 87 Cadillac Fleetwood and a Fox body Mustang. This is an 85 LX. 5-liter, and it's a very original, very well preserved car. Once again, this is the preservation class. That's a 1933 Hupmobile. Definitely not something you see ever. This is actually the last class here. This is the class of, I believe, pre-1955 cars. And we got a 30 Chevrolet Hot Rod. The owner's camped out up front. 49 Packard convertible. It's very similar to the one in Back to the Future, if you remember that. I think most people remember Back to the Future. I would assume, many of my viewers. It's a Ford pickup hot rod. A Cadillac. This one is a it's a LaSalle, 37 LaSalle, which is Cadillac adjacent. And I believe this is the oldest car in the show here. This one is, of course, brass era.
I followed
I'm not sure what year it is. It's a EMF, not the band from the 90s. But it is pretty unbelievable.
We've done things like that before. He had some little. There was an app
This one's a
at
1909.
one point that, either he or his brother had, and I can't remember. Somebody had it. So you could tell how fast you're going. Like, if you put on Waves while you're driving this, it tells you how fast you're going. Yeah, you know, like just like.
So that's going to wrap things up here at Casual Concours in Palm Springs, California. The Eldorado's there. It's very hot. I was going to try to go reshoot the stuff I had to shoot on the phone, but it's just too hot. I need to get some lunch and get some water and all that good stuff and cool off, because even though it's mid-October, it's quite warm in Palm Springs since it is the desert. Tomorrow I should be off to Pomona Swap Meet in the morning, as long as I can get up after all this, after this long crazy day. So I gotta head back to LA tonight with my trailer. But we'll have more other car videos for you coming up. So be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment as to what your favorite car was. And until next time, I'll be seeing you.